Here we go, it's last week at the auction, America's favorite top 10 list of auction results from around the globe as hand selected by me, Josh Levine, your host and guide to the world of auctions. This is episode 2 of season 2 and continuing to be the hottest YouTube series out there. It's like you took Joachim Phoenix, the Antiques Roadshow, a dash of pickers and pawn stars, and stuffed it into 10 minutes of Emmy Award Winning Madness. So, welcome back subscribers and hello newbies, because we got the goods, amazing auction results, fun facts, and so much more. And I'm telling you, nothing is more interesting than the auction world, even during a pandemic. And yes, all of these results are online only auctions during quarantine with social distancing, so you know this is an accurate assessment of the fair market. And people out there, although inconvenienced, still love your antiques and collectibles. It's true. And just to be quick, so you know, before you go, subscribe below. Let's get started because it's last week at the auction. Coming in at number 10 is the Jaeger Ep2 Atmos Clock, which brought $275 at Cowan's in Cincinnati, Ohio. Why'd I feature this piece, some may ask, especially those of you in the know, but those of you that don't, these were super popular clocks in the 1960s and 70s and turn up often at estates and yard sales. Several were in fact retirement gifts. They're very common finds, and antique dealers know and pickers know, and it's terrible when your family gives this piece away for 10, 15 bucks at a yard sale because you didn't know. All day they're $200 to $400, some even more. So happy hunting. Next, number 9, Webb Burmese Epergne fairy lamp, and it sold for $1,300 at Jeffrey Evans and Associates in Mount Crawford, Virginia. Part of an amazing 3-day sale. Great for your education. Take a look at that results there. They had a ton of antique glass, and it was nice to see good prices across the board. This one was about 13 inches across and just in beautiful condition, about 8 inches tall. I love to see that people still appreciate pieces like this. They're not making any more of them. So what's number 8? One of my favorites, a Vienna bronze figural cat smoking stand, and the bidders loved it too. $1,600, not bad for a 9 3/4 inch tall little unattributed Austrian bronze, and what a patina. Also at Jeffrey Evans and Associates in Mount Crawford. I would have loved to have been at that sale. It was quite the education into the current fair market. So many genres were represented, and I always say the only way you can learn this stuff, besides putting in a few years of manual labor at an auction house, is to watch and learn. Watching live and online auction results is like free college courses. They're going on every day somewhere in the world, and they're streaming, so log in. All right, here's number 7, a super impressive Meissen porcelain platter depicting the royal procession of Louis XIV. It was 19 3/4 inches across, and it had the classic Meissen Blue Cross swords. Okay, all right, it sold for $2,750 at Turner Auctions in South San Francisco. So you know, Meissen was founded in 1710, and it was the first porcelain manufacturer in Europe. It was a closely guarded secret, as the hard-paste porcelains of this period had to be imported from China and Japan, making them very valuable and quite expensive. Meissen, I didn't know if you know, Meissen is still around today, and it's owned by the state of Saxony, which happened after the unification of Germany, and their storied 300-year history would make a great video. Don't give me any ideas. All right, let's head west for number 6. It's the Gustav Stickley Oak Buffet, number 955, and it brought $3,500 at John Moran in Monrovia, California. 60 inches wide, 45 inches tall, and that classic Mission Oak Stickley look. You know, pieces like this are still commanding great prices even in soft antique markets. Knowing the shop marks when it comes to Stickley can really help you when determining value, and it also helps you date them. Their museum website has all of the marks. I'm going to have the link below for you so you can tell. This one bore the mark of 1905 to 1912. Okay, let's go. Number 5, Chinese Qing Dynasty bronze, and it hammered for $5,500, and again at Jeffrey Evans 3-day sale in Mount Crawford. It was 17.5 inches tall and was super cool. Notice they used the word style, often used in auction catalogs. It's a caveat. And in this case, it most likely means the auction house saw that it bore the mark of the Qing dynasty, but they could not verify it was truly period. Also, from their super conservative pre-auction estimate, which was $100 to $200, it tells me they believe in the fair market and letting the bidders determine the value and authenticity. In my opinion, this is a sign of a great auction house, or I'm simply applying for a job there. If you guys are hiring, I love your stuff. Anyway, here we are at number 4, and pow, biff. It's an awesome new old stock battery operated Batman robot toy, and hold on to your bat phones, this baby brought $6,705. Why? It was a super rare TN Japan battery op that was in the original box that had never been played with. The Cape Crusaders at the Milestone Auctions in Willoughby, Ohio had to be pleased. So riddle me this, why did it bring so much? Because the finest examples of the rarest toys will always command a premium. And also, just so you know, a loose version, just meaning it didn't have its original box, sold at the same auction house for $3,000 just a while back. And it was in good shape too, but you can really see the difference here that an original box and in mint condition can do. I love examples. All right, trapped indoors with no sports, I thought I'd feature this one for you guys. Kind of fits the bill, not really. Number 3, it's a pre-1933 Franklin Delano Roosevelt signed baseball. This presidential signed ball brought Babe Ruth money when it sold for $7,000. The specific game remains unknown, but the baseball featured a rare and long discontinued red and blue stitching, which was the style the American League used, but discontinued after the 1933 season. That's why we know how old it is. They believe the autograph could have been acquired at an opening day ceremony, or perhaps even the 1933 World Series, which featured the hometown Washington Senators. Early American auctions in Rancho Santa Fe had to be proud to offer that beauty up for auction. Okay, we have number 2, and it's an amazing 1901 $10 Bison legal tender note. I swear I'm not getting paid by these guys. They sold it for $9,000. Who was it? One Great Deal and Meriden, Idaho, or Meridian. I don't know why I say Meriden every time, but it's Meridian. Where do they get these amazing finds? It's so impressive. I just got to check this place out one day. I don't know. They should be like a currency museum. As you may or may not know, in currency, as in coins, it's RDC, rarity, demand, and condition. Rarity involves the mintage or number of bills that were actually produced. It also involves that are still around today. You have to remember, currency like bills and notes like this would have been destroyed when they were taken out of circulation at the bank. Demand simply varies according to the popularity and availability of this bill, or even in coins. This all fits for coins too. Condition or grade is the range from mint or uncirculated all the way down to poor. The better the condition, the better the price. But here we go, and just so you know, the 80s are back, and I knew it was going to happen. At number 1, it's Patrick Nagel's number 19. This 1982 acrylic on canvas measured 40 by 30 and brought $90,000 at Heritage in Dallas. This sale had an amazing assortment of pinups and other pop art. Patrick Nagel has that definitive bio of an artist that I believe will stand the test of time too. He was born in Dayton, Ohio, died super young, he was only 38, and he was always known to have either a cigarette, a martini, or a bag of M&Ms on it. His autopsy revealed a congenital heart defect he probably had since birth, and due to his lifestyle, most likely that's what expedited his departure from Earth, shall we say. But while he was here, he created several iconic and popular illustrations. His distinctive style descended from like an Art Deco period, but he's really known for those Playboy magazine illustrations and Duran Duran's Rio album cover. You know, her name is Rio and she dances. Okay, so now you know what happened last week at the auction, and for those of you with short attention spans, it's last week at the auctions, rapid recap. Let's do it. Number 10 is that Atmos Clock at $275. Number 9 is the Webb Epergne for $1,300. Number 8 is the Vienna Bronze Cat for $1,600. And number 7 is the Meissen Porcelain Platter for $2,750. And number 6 is the Stickley Buffet for $3,500. And number 5 is the Qing Bronze Vase for $5,500. And number 4 is the battery operated Batman for $6,705. Number 3 is the FDR baseball for $7,000. Number 2 is the $10 Bison note for $9,000. Number 1 is Patrick Nagel at $90,000. So there you go. And I'm not going to forget viewer email. This week's question comes from Kevin S. of St. Paul. Kevin asks, "Hey Josh, what's your bag?" I think what he means, what am I into or collect? So my answer is not much. I am not a collector. Kind of freaky, huh? Yeah, well, anyway, I just find the stuff and the stories interesting, but I don't feel the need to possess them, and plus I don't have the means. If I did have the means in the space, I would collect guitars. I love fine guitars, but honestly, I can't afford that kind of collection. But the hunt would be fun. I hope that answers your question, Kevin, and that was the bag you were asking about. Anyway, thanks again to anyone watching. Don't forget, email me at josh@joshlevinespeaks.com or just go over to the website. That way you can send me any and all questions. I get them all day. I do try to get to them as soon as possible, within 24 hours. So, subscribe below. Please give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. They are YouTube analytical gold. That way I know what you like and want more of. I truly hope you enjoyed today's episode, and don't forget to check out all the auction houses I mentioned. They're at the bottom of the listing here, and plus I usually link them on the website. Until next week, or last week at the auction.